But and even then, it's a full giant production isn't important for a singer-songwriter.
It wasn't her first big album was nothing but like samples for her songwriting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that ended up being Tapestry.
That's right.
Yeah, and all her anything that was a big production of hers was somebody else performing it. She did her own stuff.
Yeah.
And other like Bob Dylan, other famous singer-songwriters. Today Jack Johnson and all. You don't hear giant things. If you're on YouTube, you'll see smaller, broken down things. Even Dave Matthews Band sounds big, but it's still a small thing. It's just, a really intimate kind of recording. Not a lot of bells and whistles going on. But from a video podcast point of view, or even an audio podcast, the living room concert, film a concert here, with some friends or whatever, and people will find that, and they really are attached to that now, I think, because of Jack Johnson and Dave Matthews.
Yeah, I think one thing too that people don't realize, there's nothing really wrong with one camera technique.
Not at all.
It's like, we're so used to when anybody brings a film crew out, that they're going to have 2 or 3 cameras, they're going to be doing cross-phase and this and that. When I started putting up stuff on YouTube, I had this idea that I wanted to find out whether I could put something up on YouTube using totally the equipment that I had in the house. I had a digital camera that plugged into a USB, I had a couple of small mixers, some nice microphones. I do a lot of photography, I had a nice photographic background, and I had, more important than the quality of the camera, I had 2 nice looking lights.
There you go.
Put the thing on, and I'm running into, I'm recording directly into Windows Media Player because it allows me to have, the sound at a fixed level and not auto level. And we have this thing. It's a complete tape, top to bottom. We don't have the ability to edit anything in between. But what you see is, from the minute that camera's on to when it's out, we're playing.
Exactly.
And I could go from turning the camera on to having that thing up, to having a 3-minute cut up on YouTube in under an hour.
There you go.
In what's it, iMovie or what, iDVD or whatever it is, I sit there, put it in, put a title on, fade in, fade out, bang, and it gets up there. And it's not worrying about anything other than, making sure the music's right and
Exactly. And here's the key thing. I think that you both really kind of touched on it, is that in the past, you had to be a perfectionist. You had to put all this money into it, because literally it was the distribution channel was not on the net. The distribution channel was on VHS or on television, where people's livelihoods, big dollars, all are involved. Now, literally, with few exceptions, the worst consequence would be that no one watches it.
Right.
And you burned a couple hours of your day.
Right.
So, but the plus is that you can, and this is really what it allows you to do. You can do, as Sebastian was even mentioning, that your sets can be much more informal. Your content can be much more informal, because the expectation is very different on the web.
I think that's a key, right, yeah.
That's it, and that's why we should not, I try not to, think like I'm creating a TV show, because it's not a TV show. First of all, I don't have to be in 26.5 minutes of content for a half-hour show to allow for advertising. Actually, it's a lot less than that. But anyway, but it is what I want. When sometimes my producer or someone will go and say, "So how long do you want this to be on?" My standard pat answer is, it should be as long as it needs to be. And that's literally it. And that's what the web allows us to do. It can be a minute, it can be half an hour, it can be 10 hours. It just depends. As long as you're going to engage that audience, and as long as the vast majority are going to watch it to the end, that's what I'm after.
Yeah, and in the part of the, I think one of the subtitles of this was like the podcasting, webcasting, the changing landscape of music, right? We don't have that guardian anymore that says, this is your demo, it sounds like crap. It's 4 tracks. Go back and do me a 16-track master as your demo. We're bypassing those guys now. We're our own distribution, our own labels, and the fans, will take MP3s. You don't need to
That's
know,
exactly.
spend thousands of dollars on one song if you don't need to. In my
Yeah.
last album, we did 17 songs, all in, cost $5,000. We're, that used to be not even one song.
Right.